Hey guys, Mark here, and I know it's been a very long time since I last uploaded, and the main reason is because I've been busy trading. I've been trading on my funded challenges and my funded accounts. I've passed multiple back-to-back. I've helped my paid students become funded, and I'm still helping people become funded. I've been having to explain to newer traders what's the difference between trading on a personal account and a funded account and the benefits of that, which I'll probably talk about a few at the end of the video. But the main purpose of this video was to show you this trade that I took today and kind of just show you that I am still actively trading. Um, I'm not really trading Nadex, I'm trading on my funded challenges, but at some point I will make newer Nadex videos. But let's get started with the video, okay? As you see here, we have gold, and this was just before 8:30. Now, I will show you a losing trade I took and a winning trade I took. So, these lines that you see here, these dotted lines, not this one is just the session time from 8 a.m. or 7 a.m., sorry. But you see this dotted line right here is a higher time frame resistance, lower time frame support, higher time frame support, and most of these lines are all different time frame support resistance. This zone right here is also a higher time frame support zone. So immediately you know I'm trading based off support and resistance and a few other things. Now, I don't really trade with smart money concepts, which is YouTube is filled with these things, but I do know what the concepts are, about like liquidity grabs and all that stuff. I don't trade on those things. But what I do trade on is just proper market structure, and the one concept I would say is valuable from smart money concepts is the fair value gap, which is basically when price is moving and it has a gap between the first and third candle. There's a sharp move, which you could say is a momentum move. It doesn't have to be a fair value gap. There's different names: inefficiency, imbalance, liquidity void, whatever it is you want to call it, I don't care, right? That is very important because it shows you that the market moved one way, okay? And you could see it like here, right here, where it had this candle move up, this candle moved even further up, and then the third candle tried to meet the buyers that were down here from these sellers, and it failed, and then it closed above, so it left this gap right here. Imbalance, fair value gap, whatever, price gap, inefficiency, whatever you want to call it, doesn't really matter. Now, I took my first trade right off there because we were in a support zone, right? And you could see it failed to close under, right? This red candle, that was a big red candle at one point, failed to close under, right? And we had a miniature support made right here, right? This level right here was a support. And I know it may sound a little bit confusing and all that. Trust me, it's not. So you had this support right here. And I will make more videos on this so you can understand it as we go by. I don't expect you to understand everything in this video. But we had this support level right here. And price bounced off it. And as it was driving higher, it created this imbalance right here. When it made this imbalance, right, it tested it right on the next candle. And right there, I took the trade on gold, and my stop was $2 on gold, right, which is like 2 points, you could say. My take profit is 10 points. Now, you could obviously choose 2 points, 10 points, 5 points. It's up to you, but I choose 10 points, right? Because we're in the US market, right? After 7 a.m., we're in the US market. So we expect the price is going to be volatile, and we could get 10. And as you see, news at 8:30. Now, you could have said, well, why'd you get in this trade? News is at 8:30. Well, think about it. If you're on the right side of the market, news isn't going to stop you because you were on the right side, okay? Now, how you approach the news could be different. Maybe when the news happens, you move your stops to break even. So when it does come back against you, you don't lose anything. And as you could see here, right, if I just zoom out a little bit, you will see news was actually going in my favor. It was up 5 points, and I never moved my stops here. You're gonna see it in the chart too, so don't worry. I kept it at 10, and as you could see here, price came back down and stopped me out. Now I had the stops right below here, so it wasn't exactly $2. It could have been like 3 at the time, right? And price stopped me out. It stopped me out right at the bottom here, so I got stopped out there, and then price continued going up, right? And if this is a news event, you don't expect price to give you another opposite candle that's bigger the size of when the news released, because then that just invalidates the news. So if we wanted to actually go down, we wouldn't have had this big up candle. And then it creates a tiny little imbalance there. You could barely see it unless I zoom in, which I probably won't because it's going to take up too much time. But when price fills that imbalance, I got in again. And this time for a $2 loss and $10 take profit. And if I just go ahead and open up my Apex, you'll be able to see the trade there. Let me go back on it. So I entered a sell on accident right here. That's why you see there's 2 entries here. One is at 2009.8, and I closed that immediately at 2009.9. So it wasn't even a point. It was like a decimal point. It was immediate. I closed it. Then I entered again at 2009.7 because this was the actual buy I wanted to enter. And then when I entered, price came down and closed me out. Took stop loss right at the bottom. But then, right here where I told you, as price came back down after this big green candle, I entered again at 2008. And when I entered here, 10 points, 2018, I got out, which is nearly the top, right? It wasn't quite at the top. I didn't really know if price was going to go to the very top or whatever. I just wanted 10 points. And as you could see, that was a 5R trade, right? If I just put this exactly at, let me go ahead and just put this exactly at $2 loss, you'll see that this is a 5R trade. And if you look at my trades there on Apex, you could see that this is exactly, it's identical, right? You could kind of see it's exactly identical as TradingView. But yeah, so I just want to talk about that a little bit, because I think you guys deserve to learn something that will help you, and I hope this was valuable. It was only 8 minutes, and I showed you exactly how I took this trade, and it's okay if you didn't get it. I will upload more videos, maybe not every day, but maybe every day, every other day. I will upload videos, and you'll be able to see me take these trades time and time again, and maybe I'll post some backtest videos just so you guys could understand. Now, I wanted to talk about how this could affect your psychology. When you have a 5-hour trade like this, right? You might want to exit right here, right here, right here, whatever the point is. But the reason why you don't exit is because if you do, then you're messing up your win streak or your profitability, your probability and profitability. And this is why I stick to 10 points, take profit, or $10, and stop loss 2, because I know in the long term how I've backtested this is exactly how super profitable it will be. And some days it may go up 8 points, reverse, I get stopped out, that's fine. In most cases, I will move my stop loss to break even after maybe 8 points, 9 points, but that's it. I don't take partials, I just exit at $10 and stop loss is $2 point move. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. Now, the last thing I wanted to talk about was the benefit of funded challenge versus personal account. Now, you could take something like this trade on Nadex or a personal MT4 broker account, and you may make $50, $100 if you had a few $100. You know, maybe you had $500 and you risked $50, right? So you made maybe a few hundred, but if you risked $50, you're risking 10% of your $500 account, right? If it loses, you're out $50. And I'm not saying you're going to lose a bunch, but that will affect your psychology and make you lose more. So, with that being said, on a funded account, if you had $500 and you invested in a funded account, first of all, you don't even need to invest $500 into a funded account. You could invest $100 into getting an account that's 10K, or 200 for 10K, 20K, whatever it is, 50K. Now, with that being said, they give you about a 10% drawdown. Well, you just paid $100 for $1,000 drawdown, so you could do what you were gonna do on your personal account of 500. You were gonna risk $50, right? Well, now for only 100, you could risk $50 or $100 per trade, because your drawdown would be 10% of the 10K account which you just bought, which would be $1,000. So you could lose $1,000 and you only paid $100 for it. Whereas in your personal account you invested $500 and you could only lose $500. So if you were to invest your personal money into a funded versus a personal account, it's much more beneficial to do a funded challenge. Now, it's not for everybody. You would have to decide if it's for you, but it's very lucrative when it's in the sense of capitalizing on bigger. First of all, you get bigger funds to risk. Second of all, you get more profits because you're risking more, which means you're making more. Thirdly, you're not spending as much. So those are just some benefits I wanted to talk about. I don't want to make this video too long. I hope you learned something though. Again, the lines were just higher time frame support and resistance. We were in a zone of support and resistance on a high time frame, and we saw price go up, create a fair value gap, imbalance, inefficiency, whatever you want to call it. Price tapped in, you get in the trade, stopped out, you get in again over here, hit take profit, and that's it. That's all you do. And if you're risking 1%, you make 5%, just like that. And guess what? 5% of $100,000 account, you just made 5K on this trade. Okay. Anyway, I hope you learned something, and I'll be making more videos. Okay. I'll see you guys in the next video.